Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta again. I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. In this segment, we have a very special guest. We have the author of See Beneath My Smile. I'm here with Simone Bailey. Thank you so much for making time for us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
When I think of the courage it takes to put your life to paper, I get a little misty. I get a little worked up because so many things that each of us have gone through can
Mhm.
translate into other people's lives. And you're
Mhm.
giving the gift of sharing that. Why? Why did you decide, you know what? I could tell my story.
I know a lot of people, like you said, they experience different challenges and different things in life. And I feel like sometimes us sharing those things can help heal, you know? It's connecting us all together, allowing us to kind of all heal and support one another. So that's what I wanted to do with my story.
Okay, to that end, did you find yourself even feeling the healing in the writing? Because sometimes I hear that authors will say, I didn't know that I still had some healing and some growth to go until I started writing. Was that your experience?
Absolutely. It was even some situations where I didn't even realize I had buried a lot of things, So when I was kind of writing and like just reflecting on some of my memories and things that I had experienced, I was like, wow, I did experience this, And it was very therapeutic for me to write it and kind of release, and kind of like let it go.
Oh, I love that. Now, when you say that, do you yet recognize how many children in the system, how many children who've gone through the system, how many families are going to read this and see themselves in your story? Have you thought about that at all?
Yes. Yes. Because even in my everyday life, I do work with children and families that are going through the system as well, which was another motivation for me. Let me tell my story, you know? Um, because some people, they just see where you are today, but not knowing where you came from, and the things that you experience. Kind of like you can't judge a book by its cover. So that's why the play on the title is The Sea Beneath My Smile, because you see me smiling all the time. You see kids, growing up in families, and you don't know what's behind that,
Was there ever a point while you were writing that you thought, this is too much? I don't want to
Mhm.
tell this part of my story, or I don't want to, dredge things up for other people that might be reading my story. Was there ever a part where you took a pause? And if so, what made you push forward?
Yes, I had several pauses. Um, it took me a really long time to write this book, I want to say it took, I mean, I always knew I wanted to tell my story, but to try to put it pen to paper and actually write it was very heavy, And then there was pieces that I had to kind of sit back and like, do I really want to tell this? Do I not want to tell this? And it's funny because the book is about 20 chapters and I cut five chapters because I was like, this is a lot, and thinking about my audience and, not wanting to harp on, the negative and the challenges and the trauma that, I experienced, but wanting to show the resiliency and the perseverance and stuff. And so that's what kind of kept me going because I had to get to the end, like, yes, I've been through some stuff, but like, let's get to the end.
And it warms my heart that you say that because for the reader on the outside looking in, again, so often we see that smile and we think, okay, she must have had, just the best life up to this point. Like nothing could break that, could shake that. Can you tell me a little bit about the title?
Yeah, so see beneath my smile, I'm always a very bubbly, lively person, full of energy, full of love to give. But people don't see, all the things that I went through my past, growing up, trying to figure out who I am and where's my family, what's my real name, what's my birth date, things like that. Um, so it's like let's take a deeper look into what's behind that smile, And when people see that, they're just like, man, they can't believe it, you
Can't
know.
believe it. Gosh, Simone, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, but I can't let you go without giving us a website. Is there a place that we can go learn about the book? Maybe some people, are able to really relate to what you've been through. Maybe they, want to write you a little note, tell you what they think. Can we do that? Can we collaborate with you a little?
Absolutely. My book, you can actually purchase it on SimoneBailey.co, and that's CO. And I also offer opportunities to reach out and mentor and I do holistic coaching, life coaching to families and just people in need that want to really take their life to another level. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being the vessel to tell the story because you're going to serve so many people that you might never even meet. So I wanted to have you on the show to want to say congratulations because it's a big deal. And two, to say thank you. Thank you for writing it down for other people who might need it.
Thank you so much, Keisha. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, you have all of the information that you need. Please take the opportunity to go to the website, get the book, and learn more. And stay tuned to more Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.